I wasn't even going to come out here today and do anything, but I got a memory card for the new camera, so I figured we'd give it a little test and see how it does. It's a different app and all that good stuff, so I kind of need to learn how to use it. So let's go ahead and get into it. We're not going to go crazy and forge anything special tonight, anything really like that. What we're going to do is, I've got sucker saw blade. I changed blade on my saw, and technically I could take this one back and get $8 back on it, but let's make a knife out of it. If it wasn't for the fact that this one has broken carbide, 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 you know, I'd just sharpen it. But, yeah. It's old, it's beat. Let's make something cool out of it. I don't know what yet. I haven't gotten that far in my thought process, so we'll figure that out together. The forge will be lit because I need to soften it a little bit after I cut the shape out of it so that I can drill some holes in it so we can put a handle on it. It's not going to be anything fancy. Won't even be any hammers being used. I have a couple templates. Let's check the template and see what fits this fairly decent. You know what? I like that. First thing I put on there is a pretty good fit for it. So, let's do that. It's 8:30 on a Sunday, and it is cold. Let's see how cold it is because it's chilly out here right now. 25 degrees. Honestly, I could offset this. That'd give me more material to work with later. Yeah, let's do it like that. So cold, the Sharpie doesn't even want to write. How do we want to cut it? Do we want to just blast it out real quick with the plasma cutter? Or do we want to cut it with a grinder? Oh, choices, choices, the choices. Plasma cutter would probably be faster. Get a little more cleanup in the end. But really, I guess it doesn't matter. So let's get some air set up. I'll take you along with me for that journey. Might already actually have air on in here, I don't know. I don't think I disconnected it. that. 165 pounds. Doing good. Oh, my air's not connected here. Let's connect the air line so that we can even use the plasma cutter. Cold and my air hose doesn't want to go off. I don't blame it. It's not ran. Anyway, it usually would be ran because we cleared off the Mustang the other day. Now there's a bunch of junk in my way. I hate when there's a bunch of shit in my way. We'll be using the Everlast. Just gotta run an airline over to it. Done a couple loops here. Yes, I have a reel to put this on. I just haven't put it on the reel yet. It's slacking. Not necessarily that I've been slacking, it's that I've been working so much lately. My job is a lot. I can get to selling some of the stuff that I make instead of just making videos and putting it all on the wall, putting it all on the shelf. Maybe I wouldn't have to work a regular job, but I post all these things that I make and stuff for sale, and really nobody seems to want to buy any of it, so I gotta do what I gotta do. It's cold out here. Give me a little space right here to be able to clamp this thing down to the table so that we can cut it while we're going to move the anvil. Got these nice Miller plasma glasses that I've had for years. I prefer to use glasses versus a helmet and all that stuff. Try and use plasma cutters. It's fast, it's easy, and it looks good. The plasma cutter, we always put gloves on because I've been shocked the worst by the plasma cutter. This thing gets a hold of you, it's hard for you to let go of it. Really hard. It's shocked by a lot of things, and this one right here, I don't like it. why I like a plasma cutter versus a torch. Acetylene torch is like the original plasma cutter, if you would. I mean, yeah. Was it the best cut? No. I'm cold. I'm shaky. I did it really, really fast. But it'll be fine for what we're making, because I'm just going to grind it to the shape anyway. So, yeah. Normally I would take my time and cut it a lot cleaner and a lot closer to the line, but I'm not concerned about it right now. It's already thin, so it'll come out fast and easy. Well, now with all that said and done, I guess we need to get to grinding. Maybe we should cool it first and put the template back on it. Which, honestly, doesn't feel like it's very hot anyway. It's not. It's so cold outside it didn't even hardly get warm. Another good thing about the plasma cutter, it cuts so fast, so clean that, I mean, yes, it'll get materials hot, and yes, it's a little hot right here where I just cut it, but, I mean, clearly I can still put my hands on it, so. Another thing I like about the plasma cutter, it cuts fast, it cuts clean, it cuts easy. Plus, in the long run, all the money you spend on filling a oxygen tank and acetylene tank, time and time and time and time and time again, you could go out and you could spend $1,500 and get that plasma cutter, 100 amps, 220. It's amazing. Or you could go online, go on eBay, get one of these multi-machines. It's got a 50 amp plasma cutter, a 200 amp TIG welder, 200 amp stick welder. You can get one of these for $400 to $700, you know. And at 50 amps will cut up to half-inch steel, mild steel. So, really, you don't need to spend that kind of money on that machine, especially if you're not doing it for what I was using it for, because I was using it in industrial building stainless steel towing brackets from mega yacht tenders, things like that. That one there will cut up to 1-inch thick stainless steel plate. Funny how these Sharpies don't want to write on stuff when they're this full. Right now I got the camera set on 1080p definition, so we'll see how this video goes. This camera will do Ultra 4K, but I set it on 1080 because I wanted to see the difference, and I also wanted to see how much longer it has record time, because on Ultra 4K, this 128 gig memory card only has about 2.5 hours of record time, which means the file sizes are huge. So on the 1080p, thing has almost 12 hours of record time with an 8-hour battery life. So I figured we'd go for that first and see what happens. Unlike the GoPro I was using with a 2-hour battery life, should actually be able to get a whole process of something, which, you know, I don't edit any of my videos, you guys watch the whole thing. With that being said, I'm just talking, so let's get into actually doing some stuff. Doing it in the grinder on the vise here. I mean, I'm going to use a grinder. Would it be easier for me to do it like that, or is it easier for me to look at it sideways while I'm grinding it? It'd be easier for me just to clamp it down to the table and grind it, so let's do it like that. I'm not sure on the view angle on this lens either, whether this is going to be good views or not. The plasma cutter does also leave behind this on the back side, just like the torch would, but yeah, we can knock that off easy. Usually I just grab a hammer and it's not coming off that easy on this. Very interesting. I didn't anneal this first, so it's still hard. Maybe that's part of the reason why it's not coming off as easy as the other stuff would. On a soft piece of steel, this stuff just knocks right off. It's a little harder to get it off. A lot harder to get it off, actually. Could use a grinder to knock it off too. Well, I don't need all of it off. I just need enough of it off for me to clamp it where I want to clamp it at. Use a 4.5-inch angle grinder. Grab a quick extension cord. Alright, there's all that. Make sure we don't get any metal shavings in our here. I'm just going to go ahead and put the lid back on it. I'm going to use a semi-worn out wheel. This is a Cubitron 2 3M. This is one of the original Cubitron 2 3Ms, where the ceramic actually came all the way through the disc. Now they have this thin layer in between this little piece of fiberglass, and it's only here. Then it's the same powdery stuff they use on these now. They're not worth the money anymore, in my opinion. When they were like this, and they were blue all the way through, that's when they were good. This is an old wheel. This wheel's like 10 years old. That's probably part of the reason they started making them garbage is because these wheels last a long time. I don't seem to know where I put my safety glasses. I found them. They were in my electronics toolbox. I'm not going to say that the new ones are completely garbage. They do still cut really good until they get to that powdery layer in between this layer, which is only, you know, you can see the fiberglass there, if you can in the camera, but the rest of that much material is the same powdery stuff they put on the back sides of these. These are the same way. They got like a heavy grit here, and then halfway through, you can see the difference. I don't know if you can in the camera or not, but halfway through they turn to this dusty stuff. That's what they started doing to these. So they do still have the blue ceramic triangles in them, but it's only half the wheel thickness. And once it gets down to that powdery stuff, they cut like crap. They still work decent, but not as good as this wheel. And they don't last half as long as that wheel. I tried to confront them about that, and they told me they didn't change them, but clearly when I had a box of the original ones sitting there, I was able to send them pictures, and they still denied the fact that they changed them. So I stopped buying them because of that.